Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel, honey. Welcome back to another quick chat. Real quick, I want to talk about some Housewives. Y'all know Real Housewives of Atlanta is around the corner. Okay, the new season is definitely coming up. They have been dropping a few sneak peeks of what's going on. More so, what I've seen has been the altercation that Kandi is going to get into, who I believe she's going to get into it with Sonya. I thought it was the new girl, but now I'm questioning whether or not it's Sonya, right? And in addition to that, there was a sneak peek that I did not watch all the way through with Martel and Sheree. And part of that is because I've been enjoying the fact that they haven't been sharing a whole lot with us. So I want them to keep it like that. You know, I feel like they're going to keep dropping clips. We're like a whole week out from the show. They're going to continue to drop clips and we damn near going to see the whole episode in clips. Let's not do that when the overkill. Like, we good. We good. We don't need all the extra clips right now. But you know, that's just how they do it. And that's just how they is. I'm like, y'all already got us hooked in. We're going to watch. We're going to tune in. Y'all don't need to drop all these clips, girl. But we just going to see how it goes. But as we speak on Real Housewives, I do want to touch on a few things, okay? Definitely want to talk about Kenya, what she has going on, Sheree, Martell, Carlos and Kandi, and of course Miss Marlo and Kandi. Okay, but first off, I want to talk about Miss Kenya more real quick because it looks like she's finally going to trial. First of all, Kenya, I really hate this for you, girl. I really like this. Girl, it bothers me so much that you were not married to this man that long, but your divorce has been taking forever. And the gag for me is the fact that he feels so entitled for me, which makes me feel like he was planning on gooping you from the very beginning, for real, because you decided to not even put the Real Housewives in your business, go over to wherever the hell it was you went to, get married to this man, shortly after that have a baby by him. It's like, see, Kenya, had you actually allowed us in on your relationship and let us film it for the show, you could have avoided all of this, okay? Or not at least let us film it, but let Bravo film your entire relationship, your marriage and all of that for the show. Girl, we could have helped you avoid, getting married to this man without a prenup. We probably could have helped you avoid being married to him. You know what I'm saying? Baby Brooklyn probably would have still made it. But as far as y'all relationship, girl, we could have just, avoided all of this. But let's get into the details because they're saying that Kenya Moore's estranged husband, Mr. Mark Daly, was dropped by a divorce lawyer weeks before the trial. And this is according to Radar Online. They're saying Mark's lawyer, Regina Edwards, informed the court of her request to withdraw from the case. Mark can try to delay her motion, but according to the lawyer, he'll be responsible for preparing for trial and hiring a new lawyer. Now, see, my question is, why did she decide to leave? Is it that he did not finish paying the rest of the retainer or something? I mean, I would think so, because girl, y'all been through this for a long time, or maybe it was additional fees that he has yet to pay, which is why she's withdrawn from the case. Or is he not being cooperative when it comes to her being his attorney? And that's the reason that she decided she wanted to leave. That's what I'm wondering, okay? Now, they're saying the trial is scheduled for May 22nd. They said, if you can recall, Kenya filed for a divorce in 2021 after stating that their relationship was broken, okay? And it wasn't no coming back. Mark demanded joint legal custody of their daughter, Brooklyn, after initially agreeing that Kenya would have primary custody. But that's not all, okay? He's tried to stop so many things. I think he even tried to stop Brooklyn's face from being seen on TV. I think he even tried to stop any promotional things that Kenya was trying to do on behalf of her daughter as far as business and stuff like that. So he's just been definitely trying to have control over this woman, okay? They're saying since then he has made crazy demands as it pertains to ownership of Kenya's home, which is interesting. Mark, are you fucking okay? You're taking being a narcissist to a completely different level, more than what the people were expecting. Are you okay, sir? Mark has also asked that Kenya pay his legal bills. Girl, any judge that would agree to that needs to be disbarred or whatever the case is, okay? You need to have your position snatched back if you to agree to some bullshit like that, all right? And the fact that you want Kenya to pay the legal bills makes me think that that's probably the reason the attorney decided that she was finna about face on your. You hear what I'm saying? Getting ready to drop out. Also, they said it doesn't look like the odds are in his favor, though. Good. And I'm glad that they not. Can you let this be a lesson, girl? Let this be a lesson to a lot of people. No, ma'am. I hate that for you, Miss Kenya. I really do, girl. But hopefully when y'all have this trial coming May 22nd, I really want y'all to wrap this up. Like, I don't think divorces should take this long. If you have a partner that is not trying to move forward with some stuff, like, the judges need to step in. Like, if one party is still adamant about getting a divorce, like, after a year, baby, it should be guaranteed y'all divorced. This person can go on and date whoever they want. Now, it might take some time to break down whatever items that y'all have that belongs to each other or whatever, or that y'all purchased during the marriage. Maybe break that down at a later time, but y'all need to give people divorces sooner than damn later, if you ask me. Kenya, you should have put in the same motion that Kim Kardashian put in when she said, Your Honor, we'll figure this shit out. Can you please give me my divorce, please? And the judge ended up giving her that divorce, okay? So you should have pulled some type of stunt like that. But I think that you were like, still okay with the facade, I guess, in your head, because you wanted to fix your marriage. Even though you had been going through this divorce, you had continued to wear your ring, even though he did not deserve that you even wear the ring. You know what I'm saying? You continue to wear the ring, and I feel like you just now taking the dang on ring off. This season, maybe last season, you started taking it off, and now you're being open to dating and stuff because you were taking your vows that much more serious than he was, even though y'all been filed for a divorce and had been separated. So I hate it for Miss Kenya. Definitely wishing her the best, but I really hope that they can wrap this case up like this year, so my girl can be 1,000% free to do whatever it is that she wants. And also, y'all, I don't care what Kenya makes, and I'm sure she makes way more than Mr. Daly. Y'all need to make sure that he over there paying something for baby Brooklyn, period. You know what I'm saying? And it also need to be a requirement that he come get his daughter and spend time with her. Because didn't Kenya go down? They went to New York or something last year, and they was in the city, and he didn't even want to get his own child. Like, Kenya, give her free. Give this woman her free so she can get the fuck away from this man, okay? And only do what they need to do when it comes to the little girl, Miss Brooklyn, all right? I hate to hear it and hate to see it. Either way, girl, good luck, all right? Let's go ahead and move on. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below when it comes to Miss Kenya and this marriage that won't seem to end, because it keeps going on and on, my friends. Some people start to singing it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because Mark will not sign them damn divorce papers or whatever the case is. Stop harassing this lady about her home and all of the things that she had before you even came into play. All right, but anywho, who else I want to talk about? Martel and Sheree. Girl, it seems as though Martel and Sheree are of nothing. Girl, we already knew that last summer. We did. We knew y'all were not going to make it to this summer. I think y'all just went a little further with the facade, longer than what the people were expecting. And the breakup happens right on time, just as Real Housewives of Atlanta is about to come right on in. I figured y'all would at least fake it through the first 2 episodes, but I guess not, okay? People have been confirming via social media that Martel and Sheree are no longer following each other anymore, okay? And I'm sure, Sheree felt the way when she was watching, his show on OWN, and was like, you still want your ex back. You still want your ex back. So what the hell am I here for? You know what I'm saying? He recently did some interviews, and whenever asked about Sheree, he pretty much said that she was a good woman and that they're good friends. Like, he never fully, to me, just from, watching the show and just others, like watching his interviews or whatever, to me, I feel like he never fully confirmed Sheree as his girl anyway. He never fully admitted the fact that they were dating, and I don't know if that was because he didn't want to piss off his ex-wife or he didn't want to piss off the baby mama A. Like, I don't know why he would not fully admit that. And maybe Sheree was okay with that. But you dating him for a long time, girl. Y'all was all out in the park taking pictures and everything. You'd have came out to Huntsville, girl. He would have had to claim you. Girl, not you done sat up here and got played by Tyrone that was in jail and then turn around and finna let Mr. Holt sit up here and think that he finna play you too, especially after you allowed him to come on your platform. So you going over there on his platform, in my personal, it's not a benefit to you. But him coming to your platform is everything of a benefit. And the way that he brags in his different interviews about how, oh, I killed that scene, and this happened and that happened, and I was ready and this and that. Like, girl, he saw all of that as an act. And it's just interesting to see him confirm all of the things that we already thought. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that this was fake, knowing that it was giving clout, and just the way that he talks about it in his interviews, it's just funny. You know, at least to me, because it's like, girl, we already knew that it was that. We just didn't think that you was going to come out and admit that that's what it was, you know? So that's what's going on. It does appear that Kenya made a statement on the show that Martell tried to holler at her, and Martell did an interview recently where he was just like, girl, I ain't really trying to holler at that lady like that, how she was trying to make it seem, but I did hit her up in the DMs a while back because she did an interview and she spoke so highly on our show, and I told her that, you know, I appreciate her speaking highly and all of that, but as far as trying to holler at her, it was nothing like that. Now, Martell said that Kenya deleted it on her end, but he still had it, so I don't know, I guess we'll see that on the show. But then it's like, yeah, you saying you wasn't hollering at her like that, but I feel like if she would have entertained the conversation, you would have went for it, because that's how you is. Okay, so don't be trying to make it, trying to downplay it now. Don't downplay it now. It's probably exactly what Kenya said that it was. See, you feel me? Okay, so girl, that's what's going on. Of course, he's going to deny, because that is what Mr. Martell hoped does. Okay, deny. But either way, good luck. Okay, that's just pretty much everything that's been going on with, you know, Sheree, Martell, their whole situation. They're not together. They're not even following each other. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a little spin the block at a later time, if they see that it's more of a benefit for them to continue to pretend. You know what I'm saying? Versus to not pretend. I mean, girl, I wouldn't be surprised. But Sheree, don't be sitting up here, girl, letting a mother play you. Okay? Girl, it make me think about the lady on Tina's on What's Love Got to Do with It. All right? When I think Tina got smacked and she told her don't let a mother sit up here and hit on you. Girl, it makes me think don't let a mother sit up here and play on you. Okay? And play in your face. Whew, like, Sheree, I'm tired. You're not an ugly woman. I think you're very beautiful, and your age, like, girl, you don't even look your age to me. You look younger. Like, I think you got it going on. You know what I'm saying? And I just am tired of seeing you be played episode or season after season every time you on there. Like, you know, like we saw Bob play you. And then we saw this other man, whoever his name is, play you. So what, Tyrone or whatever. Then we seeing Martell. Like, girl, I don't know. Don't bring nobody else on there unless y'all been together for a good 2 years or whatever, and you solidified in your position. You be introducing people to us a little too soon, and it be leaving you looking a fool. Okay, so slow down, girl. It's a giving desperate housewife instead of a real housewife. But either way, girl, like I said, good luck. I'm gonna move on. Okay. Next up, I want to talk about Marlo, because to me, I feel like Marlo can't stop. She can't seem to keep Kandi Burruss' name out her mouth. I haven't really seen Kandi do any interviews yet. She's likely working on set, because I think I've seen some stuff pop up where she's been working on set. Okay. For me, I do not want to dislike Marlo this season. I just don't. Like, I don't want to dislike nobody. I want to go into the season and I just want to watch it and just see what it is, call everybody out accordingly. But I will say, Marlo, you do make it a little hard sometimes, because listening to one of your interviews, and I am going to play it, it's just real weird to me that you want people to be understanding to your role as a Monty, you know, but you don't want to be understanding to other moms and stuff on the cast. You feel what I'm saying? And I just kind of, you know, I don't like that. For me, I don't really like that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like it. I just don't like it. But I'm gonna play the clip of the interview for you guys. Y'all hop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about it. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my screen up here for y'all, and I'm going to actually refresh this so we can hear it together. Okay.
Worded it is probably me saying I kicked them out.
Yeah.
So that's what I think touched everyone. They got them sticky. But I'm like, you guys know I don't never say shit right.
Yeah.
You know I meant to say. I still don't take it back. It's like you just said, it's not easy. From being a single auntie, having fun, just being a great provider, coming over in the, you know, the summertime. So I feel as a mother, like when I talk to my girlfriends who have birth children, they're like, I need a break sometime.
Yes.
Sometimes I just need a break.
Right.
So I felt that was awful. I felt some of the girls knew exactly what I meant because they're moms. And I know for sure a lot of them are never hardly with their kids. They have full-time nannies. And sometimes they need a break. We all need breaks sometimes. Shit, we need breaks from our husbands, from our jobs. You need a break sometime.
Right.
So it's just, I feel it's just the way I phrased it. If I would have phrased it and said, hey, you guys, this is really tough. Well, I never know when it comes to this group of girls. If I would have phrased it right, they probably still would have got after me.
Yeah, I do feel like I remember kind of Kandi saying something like, I've taken in, relatives before and I would never do that. And again, it's just like
Kandi does not. Yeah. You never see her with her kids 24/7. She always pays. She has a whole slew of family that helps her. So it's coming from Kandi didn't mean that much to me, not unless I saw her with her children every day. I mean, she's too busy trying to get another bag. She doesn't have time to spend quality time with her kids.
Right.
So that really didn't bother me by her saying that. I'm like, girl, you are a provider, okay? Please don't come telling me about the quality time because I'm always with Michael and William. Like, we are connected.
Yeah,
and see, that just kind of bothered me because didn't at the end of last season you went to Kandi and you were crying and stuff like that, wanting her support, wanting this, wanting that from her, especially with you taking on this role as Muncie, and then you turn around and try and SHI on that lady because she can afford to have a nanny and things, even though she does have multiple jobs. Now, I do believe that was a thing that did bother her not having time, because I think that Ace cried about that or something at one point. But when Marlo says it, I feel like she says it to come at Kandi, to poke at Kandi, attack Kandi. And I feel like that might be like a sensitive thing for Kandi. And whether it's true or not, I feel like that's the reason for Marlo doing that. And I just don't think that's right, because at the end of the day, you did, regardless of who you are to your nephews, you are now in charge. Okay, they mama is wherever she's at, and you're the Muncie, as you so like to claim yourself, the mom, mother / auntie, right? But you kick them kids out. And we'll never forget about that. And that's what it sounds like you're answering. You're trying to give yourself an excuse and reasoning as to why we should understand you and understand that you needed a little break. So it's okay for you to get a break, but it's not okay for nobody else to get a break because they have nannies and things like that. Like, it's not making sense. And and again, I'm still going to not hold this against Marlo at this time. I'm going to watch the show and see how it goes. But I just don't really like how Kandi is on her SHI list yet again. And I'm just trying to figure out, what did she do so bad? Girl, Miss Marlo is still in the business of making Kandi earn that check. And she's also in the business of, you are the fan favorite of this show, along with Miss Kenya Moore. And I'm on your head top. Because you really can't handle Miss Kenya, period. Okay? You can't handle my girl Kenya at all. So you decided you're finna come at Miss Kandi. So, girl, I don't know. It's going to make for a very interesting season. I shall see. Sometimes, Marlo does irk me, especially when she goes into, I hate when she do interviews and she changes her voice and she tries to sound all proper and stuff like that. And it's like, girl, stop. Girl, just be who you is, girl. Be the ratchet person that you are, Miss Marlo. Okay, girl, just, but sometimes she do stuff and I just be like, why y'all gave Marlo this peach? I was happy she got her peach, but then at the same time when she got it, I said, oh, she finna act a plum fool, and she is doing what she got to do to keep that peach, girl. And I don't necessarily blame her, but then I do, because it just be irritating. I be feeling like it be unnecessary stuff when don't nobody be coming for you, ma'am. So we gonna see. Again, I am going to give her a chance this season. I am. I do not like this interview, but, I don't know what happened throughout the season. So we'll see. I'm going to give you that chance. But I do want to slide over because she did have a sit down with Sheree. I believe there was a shared interview that she and Sheree did. And they also bring up Kandi. Even Sheree and Miss Kandi has supported you so much, Sheree. And that's what be so like, girl, what? And now I see why Kandi be likely making her circle tighter and tighter. It's because the same people that she be out here extending olive branches to and being cool with or whatever, they always turn around and flip on her. And girl, that would get on my nerves. But let's go ahead and just see what they got to say.
Candiace in that.
Let's refresh.
You're going to see she's just held accountable. No one's worried about you being the longest housewife. You're on this platform. You deserve to give everyone your reality, and we're all making sure she gives y'all her reality, especially when she's around
we're
us.
Expected to. We're all expected to give our reality, the good, the bad, the ugly. And so why not?
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be held to the same standard.
Yeah, Kandi only wants to talk about, oh, I got this new movie, I secured this bag, my child did this or that. She only wants to brag about all the good stuff. It's like, hey, you have bad things that happen in your life as well. You have things that the world needs to know, that everything's not always perfect. And it's okay.
What happens with Kandi this season?
All right. So the ladies want her to, and I feel like what they're saying is really what a lot of the fans have been saying. They want to see more from Kandi, but I feel like Kandi spent a lot of time, like whether you liked her, whether you haven't liked her, whether you couldn't stand her and you've grown to love her, whatever the case is, right? I feel like Kandi has given us a lot of her life over the past few years, from her relationship with AJ and her family not really caring for AJ and AJ passing away. You know what I'm saying? Being a single mom to Riley, and then at some point meeting Todd and what that dynamic was like, and whether her mama liked Todd or not. I feel like we've seen a lot of Kandi's life. I mean, what's really, like, I think Kandi's in her happy place for the most part. The only other thing that's really probably not doing so good is, like, the only thing that I can think of, okay? Of course, the relationship with Xscape, that be up and down, but she has her own platform to express that and share that on, right? But it would be her businesses, because there have been situations where they have not always passed, right? There was a shooting that took place that resulted in one of her, I believe her nephew or little cousin, I think it was Patrick, that he ended up getting, hit in the arm or something like that. He's fine. I think there could have been some fights, okay? And that's the only thing that she could really talk about business-wise, I mean, she had her own show, and had they renewed it, we would have saw that. But now that they did not renew it, then it will only make sense for her to open up about those things that's happening in her life. But what else is really going on? I will say this. There was a time last season, or either it was the season when Portia was on, but I think it was last season. Kandi and Ty got into it based on the previews. And I think she either called him stupid and he called her stupid, or she told him to shut up and he told her to shut up. It was one of those things where one said something and the other one repeated it, like, you such and such, right? And we never saw that. And I did have a problem with that. And that's one thing that Bravo loves to do. They love to show us things in previews, but they never like to show us the stuff and how it plays out on the show. And that is, a problem. But outside of that, it's like, I mean, what issues do they really got? Like, for real. Like, we don't really hear nothing about them in the blogs or nothing too much. The only thing we hear about Miss Kandi is her businesses. So it's going to be interesting to see what they feel they're holding her accountable for, and what they're wanting her to show us. That's gonna be real interesting. Talk about, she only wants to talk about the good things. Like, she's addressed other stuff too, like on her Speak On It and stuff, whenever it's a situation regarding, she did a whole interview last year because me and the girls asked her about that whole shooting that took place, and she spoke on it. It's like, I mean, I just don't be knowing, girl, it's giving hater. For real. Like, the high key answer is giving hater. And I just don't like that. And I feel like Kandi was probably one of Sheree's biggest supporters when it came to She by Sheree and all of that. But then now y'all over here on some other stuff. But again, all right, I'm judging these interviews and I'm not featuring it at all. Sheree could be pissed at Kandi for saying that Martell was an opportunist. Girl, based on these interviews he's been doing, that's what it's giving, okay? It's giving opportunist, and it's giving, let me make my ex-wife jealous. That's what it's giving, okay? So, did she lie? I don't think that she lied at all. So, what is the issue and what is the beef, okay? Again, like I told y'all, when we watch the show, we gonna watch it as is. But when they do something in the interview, girl, I'm gonna have to just say it's not making sense. But I'm gonna give y'all everything gonna be fair for the most part, okay? But I want you guys to leave your thoughts and comments down below regarding these ladies and what they got to say about Miss Kandi to the Burruss, okay? And speaking of Kandi to the Burruss, let's touch on Carlos King, because he got a chance to go around and do a series of interviews with Martell Hope for some reason. I don't know. It was giving, when you one of those bad kids or troubled students in a teacher's classroom, and the teacher has to accompany you to different places, or like when you go to the lunchroom, you got to walk by the teacher, or you got to come sit over here next to the teacher, or when y'all going on the playground or something like that, when y'all line up, you got to line up right by the teacher because the teacher got to keep a special eye on you. That's what it was giving for Carlos to go on these different interviews with Martell. But in a V103 interview, he was asked about Kandi And the whole situation surrounding her saying that he stole, their show idea or whatever the case was. And he did speak on that. He addressed it. And he was just like, I have no issues with Kandi or whatever. Like, me and Kandi, like, we good. Okay, we're good. So let me go ahead and just play that clip for y'all. Real quick, okay? So for a lot of y'all that did not know about that, Kandi Burruss and Carlos, she had the show, she has a group called Xscape. It came out that Carlos was trying to steal her show, according to Miss Kandi, allegedly, that Carlos was trying to steal the rights to Xscape's life story. And that came out when Kandi did an interview with House of Aaron. He did a really good interview with Kandi Burruss. That's when that came out, and Carlos has felt the way about that, okay? Because she hasn't retracted any statements. She hasn't given him any calls or anything. So he feels a way about that. But let's go ahead and pull that up on the screen so y'all can see what Carlos had to say in response to that.
Left off on somebody who you might not be having the greatest relationship with right now.
Who is that?
Somebody who might have asserted that their story was taken by you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a story out there with you and Kandi.
He wanted him to say it.
I do get along with her.
Okay.
Listen, I think at the end of the day, I will say this. She is somebody who I have always been a fan of, and I will continue to be a fan of, personally and professionally, right? And at the end of the day, when you have someone's phone number and there's a miscommunication or misinformation that's out there, instead of continuing to discuss misinformation, I would prefer to speak to that person directly. And at the end of the day, I haven't spoken about it because it's not for public fodder. That's how I'm operating and my integrity. So I believe that at one point in time, we will have a conversation. And once we have the conversation one-on-one, then I would be more than happy to come on Big Ticket Show.
You kind of touched on this a little bit. Carlos King, essentially taking your life story, and trying to sell it and make a movie out of it. What is like the update on that now? Where do you guys stand? Have you had a conversation?
There is no update. He and I haven't talked about it at all. And it's not like I'm reaching out to him trying to talk about it.
Right.
That happened some years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was when our group first got back together. Remember when we were, when we first came back together, what was it, 6 years ago now? Now it's been like 6 years ago.
5, 6.
When that was part of the reason that we ended up coming back together, because we found out somebody was doing our life story at some network. And then, we were calling each other like, yo, did you do this? Did you do this? And then when I found out.
How did you find out?
It was random.
You guys were friends, right?
Who?
You and Carlos? Or Todd?
Okay. So y'all can check that out wherever they posted it. And that's where Miss Kandi kind of goes into the overall breakdown about how she learned about it, how she knew it was Carlos, and all of that. He used to have an office in her building, all of that. She goes into the spiel. But this is where it originally, for me, got started.
Some years we
and this was with House of Aaron.
He never once told me that he was trying to do a movie about us, and to be able and to go behind my back and to do that, and that's our life story.
Right.
I was like, I can't fuck with him ever again.
Wow.
I did not want to. I did reach out to him at first. He didn't answer the phone because I had just heard it, so I wasn't sure that it was him. So I was calling him and be like, yo, like, what is this? He didn't answer my calls. But then when we did some things to start like reaching out to the network to try to get the whole situation shut down, then all of a sudden he reaches out to me. And I didn't want to talk after that. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't ever have to talk to you again. And that's just how I feel. I'm like, that is the lowest of the low.
All right, so y'all just heard that from Miss Kandi. That is one of the reasons why I guess she has yet to reach out to Carlos, because when she wanted to talk, he didn't answer. When he wanted to talk, she was no longer interested. So we'll see. We'll see, girl. Maybe they'll have some type of conversation later on in the future and they can get everything resolved and be able to move forward from there, okay? IDK, but I just wanted to come to you guys and let you know everything that I know when it comes to these housewives. I want you guys to get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about the Carlos Kandi situation. Marlo constantly speaking on Miss Kandi, Sheree and Martell no longer being a couple. And let me know your thoughts about Kenya and Mark. and this everlasting divorce that they seem to have. Okay, that's all that I got, honey. Also, let me know y'all thoughts about them dropping these clips before the episode drop. Okay, I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.